Hello, my name is Dave McGuire. Here is another tutorial for you on Microsoft Word. Today I want to show you how to use heading styles, but more importantly, how heading styles can then be used to create a nice professional automatic table of contents in Microsoft Word. I am both a consultant and a university professor, and I find both in the private sector and with my students many people are creating manual table of contents, which is time consuming, sometimes inaccurate because they haven't referenced the page numbers properly. If you use the automatic table of contents offered by Microsoft Word, it's much faster to do, it looks much more professional, and it can be updated and kept accurate right up to the conclusion of your document. Okay, so essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this unformatted document that you see before you here. We have some titles and subtitles, and I've got a main title here for the document. So we're going to make that document look like this one with a nice table of contents and professionally formatted titles, subtitles, and whatnot. Once you find how easy it is to use these styles, it also makes formatting your section titles much faster than if you did each one individually. Okay, so that's what we're going to learn in the next 10 minutes or so. So let's go back to our unformatted document. So styles will be in your home tab. It may appear differently depending on the size of your toolbar, the version of your Microsoft Word. But you'll see that there are a variety of heading styles and formatting features already done for you. I don't like those, so I'm going to teach you how you can customize those. There's two ways you can customize those. So this is going to be my first title. We're going to call this a heading 1. So the first way I'll show you, which frankly is not my preferred, the second is I find is much easier, faster, and better from my point of view. So if I go to the styles and I want to customize heading 1, I'm going to left click it. I'm going to go to modify. The first one is update heading 1 to match selection. We're going to cover that next. That's my preferred option. I'm going to go to modify. And from here, you can see that you've got complete control over your fonts in terms of color, size, alignment. So let's change this font to Cooper Standard Black. We'll change the size to 14. Maybe change the color to red. And then all I have to do, and of course you do have more formatting features here, but I'm not going to cover them all. So if I just hit OK, you'll see now I have changed the heading 1. So here's the major benefit of using these heading styles is now if I go down to a title like this and select heading 1, you'll see that it's been automatically formatted for me. Isn't that a nice quick feature? And again, if I went down to another one like this, just to show you an example, I could do that. I don't want to keep that one, so that's going to be heading 2 eventually. The thing you should know is it's going to format everything between your paragraph breaks. So if I turn on formatting here, you'll see that this is a little section in between paragraph breaks, so that's what it's going to format. Okay, so the easier way I find to change these heading styles before I start to use them is I'm going to highlight the text first. Here, it's almost like reverse engineering. We're going to do it backwards this time. So let's say I prefer the font. I'm going to format it before I change the heading style. So let's say I prefer Arial Rounded MT Bold. Let's say I want to bold it. Let's say I want to change the color to dark blue. And I'm even going to put an underline under that. Okay, so I've done the formatting first. Now I can go to Styles, left click Heading 1, and this time I'm going to go Update Heading 1 to match selection. So now if I go back to Styles, you'll see that my Heading 1 reflects all that new formatting I just did. So the beauty of having this done like this is if I go down to my next Heading 1, which is down here, I just go to Styles, click Heading 1, and that formatting is done automatic for me. This is a big time saver instead of individually having to format each one. I have one last one. Let me turn this annoying formatting off, by the way. And my last Heading 1 is going to be there. Now I also have Heading 2s in my document. So let's do the same thing here. Heading 2s usually are sort of a lower profile, so I'll just make this 14. I'll bold it. Maybe I'll italicize it. And same thing as before. I'm going to go to Styles. I'm going to go to Heading 2. I'm going to left click, and I'm going to update Heading 2 to match my selection. So now I have Heading 1 formatted and a Heading 2. So now again, all I have to do is go to all my Heading 2s and pick Heading 2. And again, you can see how much faster this is than if I formatted each one individually. The real benefit that we're going to see in a few minutes is how once you've formatted your document using these heading styles, you can very quickly create an automatic table of contents. Okay, so it looks like I'm done. I've got 3 Heading 1s and a variety of Heading 2s for my subtitles. Just for the fun of it, let's create this to be a title. I can also do this with titles. There's a title. I'm going to, not that I need to in this document, but I'll update that to match as well. So now here's the real benefit of using all of your heading styles. Now if I go to References, you'll see in the left-hand side of the toolbar, there's a table of contents. And when you open that, you'll see you've got a couple of options, but most importantly, you'll see the title, contents, but you'll also see Heading 1, Heading 2, and Heading 3. This automatic table of contents is going to grab all of your Heading 1s and Heading 2s to automatically create your table of contents. So I'm going to choose Automatic Table 2. That gives me the table of contents title. And bang, look at that. It pulled in all of my Heading 1s and Heading 2s. This first one was a Heading 1. These were Heading 2s, the next 4 or 5. And to finish this off, because your table of contents is usually on a page of its own, I'm going to go Insert, Page Break at the start of where the body of my report begins. I'll put in a page break. Now I have the table of contents on its own page, but there's one last important step here. You'll see that the page numbers are 0 and 1. 0, your table of contents typically wouldn't be a numbered page. So I need to update those page numbers. And again, this is one of the beauties of using the automatic table of contents. Once you've finished your business plan or your student report or whatever you have to do, you simply now go to Update Table. You could update the entire table if you've added more Heading 1s and Heading 2s. Maybe you extended your report, made it longer. Or you can simply go Update Page Numbers Only. So that's what I've done. So you can see the pages now have been updated. I suppose the last thing I need to do is make sure the page numbers are added. You can do that by going to Insert Page Number here. And there we go. We've got a nice professionally formatted report, whether it's a student report, student assignment, or a business plan in the private sector. Um, it's fast, it's efficient, it's professional, it's the only way to go. Okay? Good luck with your heading styles and your table of contents.